opposite thing, the North Node, is what in this present life, and now this is you see they're kind of reversed. They're the same sign, but one looks like your headphones are in the right position. So there's the North Node. It's like a pair of headphones which are in the right position. And that's one of the easy ways to remember which one of the two is the South Node, which one is the North Node. Where the position of the headphones is right, that's the North Node. The thing that they need to work for and to explore and to use and attempt to figure it out and things like that. And the South Node, the thing of the past, is they're the opposite way. So the North Node is what resolves the South Node. It's the opposite sign in the opposite house of the chart, always. And that's always something that we are a bit awkward with, unexperienced, as a kind of thing that we feel like we haven't done before, or we don't feel secure enough. Definitely not the thing that you would start doing straight away. Usually there is a tendency to avoid it, to avoid that thing, to run away from it, or to try to figure out a different way. Because there is something in us which feels like this is foreign territory, as you haven't been in this country before, so you're a bit scared, you don't want to go there. Or you haven't tried this particular thing before, or haven't eaten this dish which is very foreign. You can think of it this way. And you try to avoid it. Also, it's something that feels difficult, the North Node. And I very much like to use this, the point of least resistance and the point of most resistance. So the point of least resistance is the South Node. It's something we feel really easy with and like a natural talent. And the fact is that it is a natural talent, the South Node. That's why we don't have to avoid it completely. The idea is at the end of the day, if we figure it out and we work, and this is impossible to completely balance, we have to work on this balancing thing all our lives. If we manage to start exploring the North Node and stop being afraid of it, and do also connect with people that have a lot of that energy, do certain things which are in the line of this thing, which is the North Node, we don't not only discover that we are actually good in this thing, the same thing that we were scared of, but everything else in the chart starts working. Everything else which was somehow blocked or not functional, or we were, as people don't use everything that's in their birth charts at the same time. There are certain planets, for example, which in planets stand for functions. There are certain things in us that sometimes get disregarded. So we forget about Venus, for example, especially we women. Sometimes we forget about Venus. We forget how to be a woman, how to feel like a woman, and many other things which Venus is about. I have discovered that if you start looking into the North Node and seeing what is it that you haven't explored as an opportunity, as that's always a hidden opportunity, the North Node. Something that's kind of waiting there, a hidden talent, not a very obvious one like the South Node, but a hidden talent that completes the other side, makes everything kind of fall into its place, and it helps us grow, it helps us kind of make the next step and feel like we are achieving something, we are following a certain path. So it's a conscious thing with the North Node. The North Node is like, I have to decide to try this new thing. My own emotional state will never lead me there. I would try to otherwise avoid it. But I have to decide in my head, which is very conscious. That's why they sometimes relate the North Node concept with the sun in astrology. The sun is something a bit similar, that we go deliberately towards the things of the sun.